Good evening, everybody. This is Matty Ice. I'm gonna, for the next 15 minutes, try to come up with jokes that might make you guys laugh, and hopefully someday may catch the eye of somebody, and maybe I'll become a stand-up comedian. First, I'd like to start off with myself. 20 years old, and as you all can tell, I'm a very, very heavy guy. I'm so heavy that I walk down a flight of stairs and I sweat after the fourth step. I'll be walking down the stairs, I'll get to the first step, second step, third step, sweat starts dripping down my face, starts dripping down, fourth step, feel like my heart's about to fall out of its chest. I have to sit down for a couple of seconds. I have to take a huge jug of water, drink about half of it. My dad comes up to the stairs. He says, "Matthew, you've only gone down 4 steps." I'm like, "I know, but it feels like I've gone down about 45. Says to me, "Matthew, that is really unhealthy." I said, "First of all, don't talk to me about unhealthy. Okay, Mr. 455 pounds. I was like, first of all, I was never 455 pounds. I was 325, and now I'm 280. Said to my dad, I said, "Yeah, well, I'm only 10 pounds heavier than you." He said, "Yeah, how is it I can go down a flight of stairs and not sweat? You can't even go down 4, and you look like you just ran a marathon." I looked at my dad. I said, "Dad, I don't want to hear this right now. I feel like I'm about to have a heart attack." He says, "You need to start exercising, boy." I said, "Yeah, I'll exercise after I go to McDonald's later and order out their menu." Now, my mother's sitting in the other room. Here's this whole conversation. Get down the flight of stairs. Do what I gotta do. I'm crawling back up the stairs, like literally crawling up the stairs because I can no longer walk. Get up to the top of the stairs, sweat still down my face, profusely going down my face. Look like I just ran the Boston Marathon and the New York Marathon all at the same time. My mother looks at me. She says, "You're sweating." I'm like, "Yes, I'm sweating. Thank you, Captain Obvious." She says to me, "Don't you want to lose weight?" I'm like, "No, not really. I don't want to lose weight." She says to me, "You should start losing weight, Matt, or you're not going to live very long." I said, "Look, first of all, gyms give me hives, okay? Treadmills give me hives, right? Put a fucking exercise machine in this house, and you're gonna see somebody with an allergic reaction, okay? I don't do well with exercise machines, and I'm not exercising." She says, "But I want you to be around for a long time." I'm like, "I'll be around for a long time. It's just I'll be around on a gurney or on a stretcher, and you guys will have to push me everywhere." Mother walks out of the room. I said, "Why are you walking away from me?" She says, "Because you're an asshole." I said, "Oh, okay. I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole because I don't want to lose weight." She says, "Yeah, you're an asshole because you don't want to lose weight." Closes her door, locks the door. I said, "Alright, fuck this shit. I'm going for a ride." Get in my fucking car, start driving down the road. My buddy calls me. Says, "Hey, what you doing, man?" Said, "Nothing, driving down the road. Me and my mother just got into an argument." Said, "What'd you guys argue about?" Said because I went down a flight of stairs and I was sweating, and when I came back up the stairs, she decided to sit there and tell me that I need to exercise. I said, the audacity of this woman telling me that I need to lose weight. He says to me, well, I'm sitting here at McDonald's right now. You want to eat? I said, you're asking me if I want McDonald's? Of course I want McDonald's. I live off McDonald's. He says, you know, I'm not a very good friend by adding to your fatness. I said, you're not adding to shit. I'm adding to my own fatness because I enjoy the feeling of not being able to feel my heart rate every 5 seconds. He says, you know, one of these days your heart's going to give out. I said, no, one of these days my heart rate's going to get to a high level. It's going to be like level 35. Like my heart rate's going to get up to like 400 beats a minute. I'm going to look like a fucking crack addict and a cocaine addict that mixed the drugs together with a combination of speed and heroin. And that's what I'm going to look like when my heart rate's up to 400 beats a minute. Says, you realize 400 beats a minute is impossible. I said, I make possible the impossible. This conversation went on for about a minute and a half. Show up to McDonald's. He's sitting there at the counter. He already grabbed his food. I get up to the counter. I look at the lady. I said, she comes to me. She says, welcome to McDonald's. What can I get for you? I said, well, somebody's very geary today. She says, just trying to be nice. I said, all right. Yeah, I'll order 2 Big Macs, 2 McChickens, 3 orders of fries, a large high C, and a McFlurry. She looks at me with this disgusted look. She says, okay, your total will be $19.35. I said, what was the look for? Are you disgusted at the fact that I ordered that much food? She says, no, I didn't give you any look at all. I said, bitch, you looked at me with that gross fucking look that people look at you like. Don't tell me you didn't give me that look. I know the look. I get the look at home. Okay? My mom and my dad give me that fucking look. You think this is a lot of food? Come to my house later, bitch. I'll show you what what I can eat. I can eat a hell of a lot more than that. She says, sir, calm down. There's no reason to get hostile. I ain't getting fucking hostile. I want my damn food and I want it now. Looks at me and she says, all right, I'll give you your food. Just don't get upset. Don't have a heart attack. I said, what the fuck's that supposed to mean? Tell me not to get a fucking heart attack. Telling me I'm going to have a heart attack? You're telling me I'm going to go outside today and fall to the ground and have a stroke? Because I'm fat. Because my tits are bigger than yours. Sit there and make fun of me. Lucky I don't walk out of this place. Because if I did walk out of this place, you guys probably would be having to call 911. She looks at me and she's like, I looked at her and said, you know what? Don't fucking mumble. Just get my food before I fucking have withdrawals of McDonald's. Okay, I haven't had McDonald's in 24 hours. Okay, I'm going through withdrawals here. Just get me my food. Finally, she goes into the back and she starts making my food. I go to the table where my buddy's sitting at. Looks at me, he says, did you really just sit there and throw a tantrum at the lady about a look she gave you about food? I said, first of all, if you're going to sit here and talk to me about this, I'm going to go outside. You know what? No, I'm not going to go outside because you know what? If I get up again and I have to walk outside, maybe the last time I ever walk again. And he says to me, point taken. My food's done. Go pick it up. Bring it to the table. Start eating. My buddy had probably been sitting there for about 25 minutes. Now, remember, I have a whole plate of food here, like a whole tray. He looks at me, he says, you just sat down and you're already halfway done. I said, listen, when you're 290 pounds, you don't fuck around when you eat. He says to me, I never want to be 290 pounds. I said, listen, it's not as bad as it looks. It's actually quite fun being heavy. Yeah, he says to me, you walk around, you can't even walk 10 steps without looking like you're about to have a stroke. I said, no, I don't look like I'm about to have a stroke. I look like a normal, heavy individual who can't walk 10 steps because his stomach is too big. Never said anything for the rest of the night. Never said anything to me. I got home at around 11 o'clock that night. Walk in the door. My mother looks at me. She says, Matthew, I was expecting you to be home 3 hours ago. Where have you been? I was like, Mom, I'm going to be honest with you. I went to McDonald's. She said, after the whole conversation we had earlier, you went to McDonald's? I'm like, yeah, after the whole conversation that I had with you earlier, you're still bitching at me about it? She says, I don't even want to look at you. She says, how can you? I said, how can you not look at me? It's kind of hard to miss me. Right here. Even if you try to not look at me, you're going to see this. You're going to see this. I'm all here. You can't miss it. Put me in a crowd of 5,000 people. Look at the fat kid. I'm right here. She says, you disgust me. I said, you know what disgusts me? Society. Society disgusts me because there aren't enough people in this world that take their fatness as seriously as I do. She says, Matthew, one of these days you're going to look at yourself in the mirror and you're going to realize that being fat is not all it's up to be. I said, no. One of these days I'm going to look at myself in the mirror and I'm going to realize and say to myself, damn, I wish I was heavier. And the day that I have to sit in the mirror and look at myself and say, I wish I was heavier, is the day that I probably will have eaten out of every McDonald's that you can find in this state. My mother gave me that disgusted look again. She says, I don't want to talk to you anymore. You're upsetting me. Said, I'm upsetting you? You're upsetting me because you're not supporting my weight gaining. I'm going to tell you this, Mom. I will never stop gaining weight. I will always be heavy. Get used to it. She slams her door. I don't think I ever ticked my mom off more than I ticked her off that day. One thing I love about my mother, though, is that my mother is a very passionate woman. When she's concerned, she has no problems telling me that she's concerned. Whether I disagree with it or not, she'll always show concern. And in a mom, I could never ask for anything more than that. Here's a situation where I can't lie about this, because if I lied about this, it would be a complete joke. I woke up one morning and it was a beautiful day outside. I go outside. I sit out. Walk outside, look at all the people walking around, and it was just a beautiful day. My mother comes outside. She looks at me and she says, "Matthew, I want to apologize for the other day." I said, "Apologize for what?" She says, "I didn't realize how upset I made you that I didn't support the fact that you like to gain weight." I said, "Mother, I took a real hard look at myself the other day after we had that fight, and I realized that I don't want to be fat anymore." She says, "No, Matthew, I support you if you want to go eat McDonald's and you want to eat pizza and you want to do all that stuff." I said, "Mother, I'm going to start losing weight." She says, "The other day you look at me and you said, you want to gain weight. You like being heavy." I said, "Yeah, but after the conversation that we had, I realized maybe I should start losing a little bit of weight." She says, "God damn it, Matthew, if you don't get your fat ass down to McDonald's and eat, I don't know what I'm going to do with you." I said, "I am not going to McDonald's. I'm going to buy a fucking treadmill, and I'm going to go run on it, and I'm going to lose weight." She says to me, "I can't even look at you anymore." I said, "I want to lose weight after the argument we had the other day. You want me to gain weight. You're trying to put me in a casket." She says, "No, I'm not trying to put you in a casket. You asked me to support you in your weight gaining." And I'm like, "Yes, now I want you to support me in my losing weight." She looks at me, she says, "I don't know what to do with you anymore. You can't make up your mind for shit. Unless you come up with an idea, don't bother asking me about it." Walks in the house. "25 minutes later, I'm looking at myself saying, I just sat there and had a huge argument with my mother about losing weight after the argument I had the other day about wanting to gain weight." I said to myself, "Matt, do you like having boobs bigger than a woman's, or do you want to actually look fit?" And it took me about 10 minutes to think about that question, and I said to myself, I like being fat. I'm going to stay fat. Yeah, I decided to stay fat, and here I am, still 290 pounds, and haven't lost any weight. And I don't plan on losing any anytime soon. That night, I go into the house after not talking to my mother for hours, and I remember, when I remember how I told you guys, my mother is a very compassionate woman. She's a very good person. She cares about me a lot. She doesn't want to see me upset. She never wants to see me feel like she's not supporting me. She always wants to make sure I'm safe. So it's late at night, and we're sitting there at the table. We're talking. We talk for hours. My mother looks at me and she says, "Matthew, you're a very good person, and I love you very much. But we need to seriously talk about this whole support thing. on your weight. And I said, Mother, is there any way we could talk about something else other than my weight? She says, no. I said, I'm not talking about my weight right now, okay? The other day you sat there, you told me you want me to lose weight. Today you tell me you want me to gain weight. Tomorrow you'll probably tell me you want me to lose weight. You switch up your mind just as much as I do. She says, I just don't want you to end up being like my father, your father. I said, listen, Mother, I'm never going to end up like my father, okay? My father goes out to eat every night and buys subs. I could go weeks without a sub. She said, Matthew, I haven't seen you go 5 days without going up to McDonald's. You've been to McDonald's 5 days in a row. I said, Mother, I'm not having this conversation with you anymore. She says, all I'm saying is, why don't you lose weight? I said, all I'm saying is, why don't you leave me the fuck alone? If I want to gain weight, I'll gain weight. If I want to lose weight, I'll lose weight. She says, I'm done talking to you. I'm not doing this anymore. I said, you've said that to me twice. What makes you think I'm going to believe you now? She gets up, she goes away from the table. She goes into her room. I finally looked at myself and I said, you know what? There is no happy medium here. So I'm going to lose weight. And then I'm going to get myself down to a certain weight. And I'm going to gain it all back. Thanks, this is Redman Matty Ice. Hopefully you guys like this. Thank you.